All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Skill Up Show. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon, and it's 1 p.m. that time where we come in here to talk about parenting and we share parenting tips and strategies that you can use on your parenting journey. I would like to apologize that I do not have my studio is a bit dark today because we have like some major setbacks that we could not resolve, and so we had to make up our mind whether to come live today or not come live today. And so we are here, which means that we decided to go with coming live, and because we believe that the message is more important, right? Yep. So let's get to it. My name is Rebecca Chima, and I'm the founder of the Parenting Through Mentorship Academy and PTM Resources. I am also the proud matron of the Mastermind Circle. Yep. The Mastermind Circle is a peer mentorship and accountability group where we work with young children to help them take the front stage in their own lives. We like to say that in the Mastermind Circle, it is a foundation ground. It is a foundation ground where the foundation for all the skills, okay, that children need to navigate on their own, all the skills that our children need to build in order for them to be educated, right? All the skills that they need for them to be everything that God has created them to be and to live productive lives. Yes, in the mastermind, we concern ourselves with all of these skills and we help children get into the stage or into that place where they can begin to direct themselves. We believe very strongly that when children get a sense of satisfaction from what they do, they become motivated, and motivation is the biggest catalyst to achieving whatever goal, whatever dream it is that you have in life. Awesome. So yes, so today we are going to be talking about what we can do. We're looking at how, as parents, we can help our children develop financial skills. So we are looking at some very important financial skills that our children should have. Financial lessons, basically, more like. We're looking at financial lessons that our children should have by the time they are becoming teenagers or by the time they get into their teens. So these are lessons that you should start teaching your children when they're young children. You should teach your children when they are preteens, basically, so that by the time they are teenagers, they've locked in, a lot of these lessons, because these lessons are the lessons that will help them navigate the world effectively. Just a second, let's do a bit of housekeeping. Just give me a second. Let me be sure about what we are doing and that everything is okay. If you are on the stream right now, please don't just be in the background. Let us know that you are with us. Let us know that you have joined, and let us know where you are joining us from. Where are you joining me from this beautiful Monday afternoon? I would like to know where you are joining me from. If for any reason we have any other challenge with this stream, please do bear with us, because we are actually streaming in the most inconducive situation right now. But I want to believe, and I am hoping that, it will go okay. Yes, we're positive, and yes, it will go okay. All right. Do you have a friend who needs to be here right now? If you are joining me on Facebook, why don't you go ahead and tag this friend? Do you have someone who needs to be with us on Instagram? Why don't you go ahead and share the link with them on Instagram so that they can join us on Instagram? And if you are watching from our Instagram page, sorry, if you are watching, sorry, we needed to see how, sorry about that. All right then, sorry about that. And then yes, if you are on our Instagram page and you are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Why don't you go ahead and subscribe to our Instagram channel so that you can be a part of all of the amazing resources that we have in that group or in that place. You see, this is the challenge. It was actually just me that was seeing this video. I don't know why this happened, so I needed to do a bit of housekeeping to be sure that this video was out there for everyone to see. All right, so that's done. Sorry if you joined us on Instagram, and I'm sorry for this delay. We needed to do a bit of housekeeping on Facebook. All right, so we are here now. Let's move. Let's move right into the crux of the matter. It's not the most conducive day, so we're going to make sure that this is not long, this is short, and we can jump in, get the lessons in here, and then move on. If you are catching the replay, let me also know that you are catching the replay of the session. All right, boom. So children have the ability to learn and understand money principles and concepts by the time they are 3 years old. Okay, I've been talking a lot about money in the last few days. Okay, in the last week or more even, I've been talking a lot about money and of course, helping children gain financial intelligence, because this is really, really very important if we're going to raise children who would be wholesome, if we're going to raise children who can navigate the world on their own, if we're going to raise children who can be the best versions of themselves. That they need to understand what happens in their environment. They need to understand how to do basic transactions in their environment, right? They need to understand how to go about basic things that entails that they thrive in their environment. And of course, without a doubt, understanding money and how money works is one of those key areas that our children will have to learn if, as we said, we want them to be wholesome and we want them to navigate the world effectively. So yes, if your child that is 3 years old can understand money concept, what does it mean? It means that we as parents and caregivers, okay, whether it's the school, hopefully, okay, we have educators who are beginning to understand this, hopefully. Okay, so whether it's the parent who's a primary caregiver, or it's a coach or a mentor or a teacher who is in that place where they can help pass down financial intelligence or financial education to the children, then it means that we want to harness or we want to key into this window of opportunity, knowing full well that our children by the age of 3 are able to understand concepts. So what do you do in this case? You want to create experiences in their environment. You want to create experiences in your environment. You want to set your environment in a way that there is stimulation in that environment that will stimulate the child financially. All right, you want to create experiences that lead to financial stimulation in your environment, so that with these experiences, right, and with this setup, you are able to help the child build the right financial foundation. All right, by now you should know, if you have been listening to me, that the first 5 years of a child's life is the point where the child is developing, the child's brain is developing in the most rapid way. Okay, it is also the time where the child is learning in the most authentic way. It is a time where the child is learning without having to stress, without having to try too hard, without having to put in too much. The child is able to learn in the finest way that learning can be achieved. So what does it mean? Most of the foundation that we need to thrive for the rest of our life is actually built in this stage or in this phase of the child's life. So in the same, just like every other foundation, the financial foundation, right, is also in its most authentic, or can also be built in the most authentic and the finest way during this phase of the child's life. So that simply means that as a parent or as a caregiver or coach or whoever it is who works with the child and has the opportunity to be a blessing to the child in this area, it means you can key in and begin to create the stimulation, create the experiences, and create the learning opportunity, or harness the learning opportunity to have the child learn financial education at this stage. All right, now you want to put in there and make this so easy and so authentic. You want to make it, a part of the child's everyday life, a part of the child's everyday activity, or a part of the child's play. By now, you should know that the language of play for a child, the language of learning for a child is play. So for your children between 0 and 7, you want to incorporate a lot of play. You want to be creative about the activities that you introduce to the children, activities that you do with the children, activities that you create in their environment and invite them to play. My friend Aloshima and my partner created, She created a very, very relevant resource, right? A lot of the parents in our toddler community have already keyed into getting that resource. Basically, the resources is for, it's to help parents invite children to play, because we understand the importance of play, especially in the first 6 years of the child's life, 5, 6 years of the child's life. The important play cannot be overemphasized during this phase of the child's life. So because we understand this, we have gone out to create resources basically that will help you create different opportunities that will invite your children to learn. Okay, you can take such resources and tweak it, or take such, in fact, there's some of these resources that basically are geared towards introducing and building the right foundation, even in the child's financial education or financial intelligence. Okay, my book, Playtime Stories for Champions, is another one. Okay, Playtime Stories for Champions is a book that I published in December, and what it does is it invites your child to also play through storytelling. So you tell a story, and before you know it, there is an activity that can be attached, okay, an activity that is a fallout of that story. And before you know it, the child is engaging and the child is creating an experience in the most fun way, and that's the most authentic way that learning can be achieved. So yes, the moment you understand this, we didn't know it before, now you know it, that your child is able to learn financial concepts as early as age 3. Now you know. Now that you know, what do? You create that environment, you create stimulants in your environment through activities, through play, through being interacting with the child and connecting with the child. You can build a solid foundation for the child, at this stage, so that the child can begin to build the foundation for money, foundation for financial intelligence and wealth creation. All right, very key. Yesterday I had a how would I describe that class? Very informative, very very powerful session with some parents who enrolled for a master class, right? How to help your child build financial and entrepreneurial awareness. Basically, it was such a powerful class, right, that you will go through, and as a parent you can just take that resource, you can just take the resources and the tools and strategies that we provided in that class, begin to apply in age appropriate ways in your home, and the results will be massive. In fact, we even have a template that allows you learn what to do for every phase in the child's life, like for your 0 to 3-year-olds, and then your young children, your preteens, your teenagers, up to when your children become 18 years. It's a resource that every one of us should get our hands on. All right, very, very key. So let's move on. Why is it necessary? Why is it necessary that you begin to teach this knowledge? Why is it necessary that you bring your children to the point where they begin to learn, right, about why do you even bother about financial education or financial knowledge? Why do you need to teach these lessons before your child becomes a teenager? All right, now when you are able to start this journey of financial education as early as possible, before your children become preteens, okay, and of course before they become teenagers, what you're doing is you're setting the solid foundation for future financial well-being. Yes, that's what you're doing for your child. When you teach them to focus on financial intelligence, all right, and not focus on money. A mistake that many parents make is, most of us make, is that the focus is on money. The focus is on money, and so children are always seeing money, okay, as what they use to solve problems. So that's why they are hungry, it's money. Get the money and buy this. They are angry, it's money. Give them money. Look at our society. Someone gets embarrassed, you give the person money. All right, so we tend to think that money is the solver of all problems. All right, you get embarrassed, give you money. Oh, you failed at something, they give you money. Oh, you got sacked at your job because you were not being, professional, someone gives you money, right? Everything money. So we have come to the place where Money has become everything, the solver of all problems, the Dabrowski, or solution to every problem in our existence. And we all know, we should know by now that that's not true. It is so not true. And that narrative that we're putting out there and we're using to mess up our children's mindsets about wealth creation is one that will come back and bite us, as a society. I'm talking about here in Africa, I'm talking about here in Nigeria. Okay, when we continue to do this, give children the idea that money solves every problem. Money solves every issue. Money is the solution to everything that happens and everything that comes up. Okay, when we do that, is the reason you see someone, we're talking about someone's behavior or something that the person has done that is inappropriate, and what do people say? You start hearing, oh, it's because you are poor, it's because you are, it's all of that. You call out people who have done the wrong thing, and they begin to, you see these things on social media, you call out a celebrity or you call out a government official, and the next thing they're asking you is, how much money do you have? Or you hear people say, oh, sit down there and be arguing with your keypad in your poverty, I have made this where I am. You even see celebrities come at each other, and the basis for coming at each other is how much you are worth. All of this will make a mess of your child if you don't get the hang of, what it is that is important and begin to teach this. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, says that money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. Okay, let me say that again. He says that money without financial intelligence is money that will soon be gone. Money soon gone. So what does that tell you? If the child or any human being and or a young adult, a teenager, just learns about money and is focused on money, and they don't learn financial intelligence, it's just a matter of time. All of that money will be gone. So money doesn't solve all problems. Money doesn't solve problems. It is your intelligence that will help you use money as a tool to solve problems. All right, so that's number one. That's number one reason why you want to start teaching your children deep financial lessons that will before they are teenagers. Okay, it helps them to set a solid foundation is okay. It looks like we're back. All right, sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to go really very fast because this day I'm not trusting a lot. All right, so number two thing the reason why children should have financial lessons is that it will help them build their financial behavior and personality. Yes, okay. When you start teaching financial intelligence and you start doing this early as possible, when you start teaching the lessons, right, that children need to know about financial intelligence, what you do is you help them build a mindset around wealth and around money. Okay, if you know what you are doing and you're getting the right knowledge. I said to the parents in that class yesterday, the reason why we put that class together, in fact, we like call it affordable. In fact, it's a free class. But what we did is because we wanted people to be committed, we made them get access with $1. You can also still get access to that course or that masterclass, okay, by just telling us in the comments that you would like to have access to that masterclass. It's such a powerful masterclass. Smooth, easy, gradually, but the lessons in there are packed. Okay, the lessons in there are packed. Right. So yes, the reason why you as parents will need this financial knowledge, okay, it's because you cannot give what your child, of course, you can't give your child what you do not have. All right. So in order for you to equip your child or step down financial intelligence to your child, you have to be equipped yourself. And you know something, that being equipped in being able to do this with your child goes beyond being being a financial expert. It goes beyond being someone who, knows how to create money and create wealth, or someone who is wealthy. Okay, it has to do with you being able to step a mindset to your child. There are parents who have got money, there are parents who have got bank, and they do not still know how to help their children get to the place where their children understand these financial lessons. So you will have to equip yourself in order to pass down financial lessons to your children. And these financial lessons may not necessarily be about all that the books say. It could be biblical lessons, they could be everyday lessons. It could just simply be being able to stay there in an emotionally intelligent position to pass this knowledge down to your children. It could be just simply being able to stay in that very calm place to teach your children these lessons when they make mistakes. It could be just simply being able to stay in a position where you're able to see beyond you're able to see beyond the mistake that the child has made, or beyond what it is that is the present situation, right? And you're able to pass the message, or you're able to teach the lessons using teachable opportunities or teachable moments in the child's life. So all of these are very key, and it's very key that you understand or you learn how to do this. And this is why we bring sessions. Okay, I've been having this session since the beginning since April. I've been having the sessions. You should catch all of our sessions on financial intelligence, because it will help you know what to do or know how to support your child. Very, very important. All right. And so by the time you start teaching these lessons early, the child is building the right or positive financial mindset. All right. When the child builds a positive financial mindset, what it leads to is it leads to you raising a child who's got an abundance mindset. So the child is positive in their attitude. The child believes in the law of attraction. The child knows, right, how to think, right? Yes, you can teach a child how to think. And so you can teach a child how to think about money. Yes, you can teach a child how to think about money. You can also teach the child how to get into the space where the child can now begin to visualize. You can teach a child visualization skills. You can teach the child how to connect their expectations and their, how to connect what they expect or what they are believing, for with their abilities. Basically, you can teach the child how the connection between value and wealth creation. So when you understand these things, there is a lot that you can teach there are a lot of lessons that you can teach while your children are still very young. And they probably are not even running businesses yet, because financial education and financial intelligence begins from the mind. All right. Wealth creation begins from the mind. So this is the time when your children are young. This is the time to start, helping them build, okay, or start pouring the cast into their mindset, into their foundation, basically, so that you can build a solid mindset for them when it comes to, learning how to make money and on learning how to create wealth. So very key. It's these lessons that will help the child form their financial behavior. All right, these lessons and how you model all of this to the child will help the child form their financial. Sorry, 1 second, please. Alrighty, so I think a studio is better now. So let's go on. All right, so it is all of these lessons basically that will help your child build the right financial, it will help the child build the right financial behavior. All right, so what you model to the child, what you've taught the child, the lessons that you teach the child, how early you begin to teach the child these lessons, all of this will come together to help your child build the right financial behavior. So how your child behaves with money, how your child interprets what money is, how your child, the money habits that your child has, all of this is going to come from the lessons that you've taught them and what you have done and how early you have done all of this. Very, very important. The third thing or third reason why you would want to help your child or teach your child financial lessons is you will help them develop skills that will help them manage, multiply, and manage and multiply money. All right. If you start teaching these lessons early, what you're going to be doing is you are going to be equipping your child with foundational skills. You're going to be equipping your child with the lessons that they need. You're going to be equipping them with the tools that they need, and this is going to happen when the children are young. Remember, I said at the beginning of this class that the first 5 years of the child's life is the time, are the years where the child learns in the most authentic way. The first 5 years of the child's life are the years where the child learns, or the child learns without having to stress. So learning is easy. Learning is without stress. Learning is internalized during this first stage of the child's life. So imagine that you are that parent who understands this, and you begin to create, the environment for learning. So what you're doing is you are raising a child who is in love with learning. You're raising a lifelong learner, isn't it? Now, from there, you will learn. The other thing that will happen is you will raise a child who is self-motivated. Over time, you realize that because the child is learning, not just being taught, not just being in a place where the child is being taught, the child is actually learning. I hope you know that not everyone that is taught is actually learning. All right. A lot of times our children go to school and they really do not learn. Perhaps because the environment is not right. Okay, because the environment is not right, the child is not motivated to learn, and most times because the child is not in that window period where learning is done easily. The older the child is, the more effort the child has to put into learning. Yes. The older you are, why am I saying just a child? Think about it. I mean, when you went to school as a young teenager and in your early 20s, you realize that it was easy for you to learn. Now you are probably in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's difficult. This is what we call adult education. All right. So adult education is more difficult because the younger you are, the more the brain is, accommodates learning. The younger you are, the more authentic, okay, whatever you learn is to you. The younger you are, the more easy it is for you to relate to learning. All right. The younger you are, the more enjoyment, right? The more enjoyment, or the more enjoyment you get from learning. Because when children are young, I said that before, when children are young, the language of learning for a child is play. So if as a parent or a caregiver you understand this and you're able to bring learning in a playful way to the child, then you are able to stimulate the child, and that learning is authentic. So yes, your child sees the learning when they are young as play. Your child sees learning when they are young as fun. And so the things that you derive pleasure from, the things that you enjoy doing, are the things that you learn easily. So you see why all of this knowledge we're talking about, financial knowledge especially, because that's what we're talking about right now, can actually be locked in. They can actually be achieved when your child is young. It's better that way. All right, so that's very, very key. All right, so yes, you want to start doing this so that your child can help them learn the skills that they need to manage and multiply money. All right, so when you can teach them these skills, so that's why you begin to teach them saving skills, basic money skills like savings. We talked about the right habits, right? So you're able to introduce the right habits, okay, by also by also being a mentor to your child, by also modeling this. So when you model this to your child, when you leave this, your child is able to pick your financial habits, okay? And of course, they become your child's financial blueprint. They become the blueprint upon which the child is going to build their own knowledge of what money is or their own financial habits. And yes, because you are intentional, you can begin to teach basic skills like savings. So your child who gets to learn about savings when they are 3 years old, okay, and they get to practice it over and over and over the years, okay, until they are 16. That child, by the time the child is 16, the child will understand this concept, will understand these principles better than a child who never got to start learning about this until they're somewhere around 15, 16, or probably when they leave university. So you see why these things are very key. It's very key that you do this. Number 4 is, when you teach financial lessons early, the child begins to understand the extent of their imagination and creativity. Okay, now it's not just about teaching financial knowledge, it's about teaching effective financial knowledge, okay, or effective financial awareness, basically, or intelligence, right? So that's why you are a part of a class like this. That's why you are a part of what we're doing here, because it's not just about teaching your children, it's about teaching them what is effective. So when you teach them effective, which is okay, just leave it. When you teach them effective financial lessons, sorry about this. All right, so when you teach them effective financial lessons, what happens is they begin to understand the power that they have. They begin to understand, how their imagination, they can use their imagination to create wealth. They begin to tap into what they have. With the right financial education, the child begins to tap into what they have more than what it is that they see or that money can do for them around them. Remember, okay, the quote at the beginning that says, money without financial intelligence is money that will go soon, money gone soon. That was Robert Kiyosaki. So if you're raising children and you're not teaching them the right financial education, you're not teaching them or giving them the right financial awareness, what will happen is you will raise children who would think of wealth from a money stance and would think of wealth from a place of what money can do. And of course, when that is all that your child has, it's a matter of time, because the day that wealth depletes, that will be the end of it. That's why we see cases and cases of people who were successful, and then after a while, they are not able to replicate their success. After a while, everything goes down. You've heard of rich people who became bankrupt, and all of that. It's because a lot of times, most of the knowledge is not deep enough, okay, or most of the knowledge is on money, and all of that. We will look at some of these cases as we go. The final one is they will understand, all right? They will understand how limitless they are in their ability to transform themselves. When you begin to teach your children effective financial knowledge, effective financial awareness, what you do is you help the child understand how limitless they are, how there is no limit to how far they can create. There is no limit to how far they can transform themselves, right? The human being is the only one, it's the only species on earth that can transform themselves. You will see someone today that is probably sleeping under a bridge, isn't it? Someone today that is probably sleeping under the bridge will evolve and be transformed tomorrow to someone who becomes what? Who becomes the president of a country. So the human race, we have the ability to transform ourselves like that. But a lot of times we do not have conversations that empower our children to understand how limitless, all right, to understand how limitless they are in their ability to think, in their ability to create, in their ability to become. All right, what kind of conversation are you having with your children? The conversation you have with your children is what will help the children understand that there is no cap and there is no limit to how far or how much they are worth, to how far and how much they can create, and how far and how much they can become minimum as far as wealth is concerned. So when we raise children with this kind of mindset, we're raising children who will be able to create wealth, because they now know that wealth can be created from the abundance of what it is that is within them. No wonder the scripture says that out of your belly shall flow the rivers of living waters. In fact, I cannot teach financial education, I can't teach financial knowledge without quoting that scripture. It is such a scripture that captures it totally, especially if you are a parent who wants to build the mindset of your child when it comes to money. But hey, that is what everyone should do, because to teach financial knowledge or teach financial education, awareness, education, whatever you want to call it, okay, it begins with the mind, right? The mind, we are first wealthy in our mind before we can manifest wealth in reality. So if your child does not understand what it takes for them to be wealthy, if your child does not understand that they have the ability, each of them has got the ability to be wonderfully and fearlessly wealthy because of what they have within them, then you are not teaching them the right financial education, or you're not passing down the right financial education to your children. All right, so these are 5 reasons. Okay, you want to catch a replay of a lot of the videos that I've done. That's why you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go in there and enjoy the resources. All right, every week we have more reasons, right? In the last 2-3 weeks, I've given different reasons. For every of these classes, I've given reasons why you should teach your child financial education. And for every week, the reasons are different. That is to tell you that the reasons why children should learn this skill are so many, basically. Okay, so go to each of my videos, you will find 5 of these reasons every week. So if we started this topic since April, it means that you should have up to like 20-30 reasons by now, because I try to give 5 or so every week. And yes, this week, you need to know this, very key. All right, if you're going to raise children and you're going to teach them financial lessons, these are the benefits. Okay, this is why it's necessary to do that. Number 1, it will help them set solid foundation for their future financial well-being. Very key. Okay, it will help them build rich and positive financial behavior, okay, thereby building the right financial personality. All right, it will help them develop skills that will help them make, manage, and multiply money. It will also help your children understand the extent of their imagination and creativity, that there is no cap on it, there is no limit. If they can create, if they can think, then they can create. Their mind is a factory. They are like their Father in heaven, okay, who has limitless imagination. It's the same way. Didn't scripture tell us that we were created in God's image? Yes, we were. A Father that can think of the magnitude of what the earth is and create that. That is how huge your imagination can also be, if you can just stop and think about it. But how would they know this if we're not saying this to them? How would they know this if we're not teaching them this? How would they know this if we're not empowering them with financial lessons? And then the last one is, I said, it will help them understand, right? To help them understand that they have the ability to transform themselves. So what you are today, so when your children are in that stage or in that place where they think they are not enough, where your children are trying to judge by themselves by what they see today, when your children are trying to think of themselves by the situation around them, you can say to them, get out of that place. Get out of that place. Who told you that this is who you are? You have the ability, you have the potential, you have it in you to transform yourself to anything at all that you want to be, right? You have it in you to transform yourself to anything at all that you want to be. Okay, so when you teach financial lessons, you will be empowering your children with this. And this is why we have put together a powerful financial course for young children. Yes, we have the Becoming a Financially Smart Child and being able to explore your potential towards towards achieving your purpose. All right, so that course is to help children gain, every time I talk about financial education, right, with children, trust me, I am talking about getting into their minds and equipping them in their minds. Anytime you hear me talking about this, I don't come here to come and tell parents how to be rich, what business to do. I'm not a financial expert. I don't go there. But as far as helping your child build the right mindset, this is my forte. And I do this because I know how many of us have sabotaged ourselves, or many of us have, been limited because we didn't have people who empowered us to understand what it is that we carry. A lot of us grew up not having people who could bring us to that space where we can think of ourselves as champions, can think of ourselves, in light of the potential that we have. All right. So that's why I dedicate myself to helping children understand the potential that they have. I dedicate myself to having children enriching themselves in their minds, because I know that when the mind is right, when the mind is rich, when the mind is abundant, it's just a matter of time they will manifest. This is what I do with the children in the mastermind circle. Okay. Our peer mentorship and accountability group. Everything in the mastermind is about you believing. Okay, I dedicate my time to helping children believe in themselves. Dedicate my time to helping children believe in the potentials that they have and believe in the gifts that God has placed in their hands. So I say to the children, all you need to do is believe and say you are ready and you can become. So this is what will happen to your child when you begin to teach them financial intelligence and you begin to teach them financial awareness. All right, teach them the lessons, financial lessons, okay, from all around them. You will get them to the place where they start believing. All right, so let's look at a few financial lessons that we can teach our children that will empower them, all right, that they need to know before they become teenagers. What your child is equipped with before they become teenagers will determine how your child would engage and what your child would do with their time when they become teenagers. See, parents, a teenager is a rolling ball. A teenager is full of activities. A teenager does not want to be bored. A teenager wants action around them all the time. Now, it is what you equip them with that will determine what it is that they will engage themselves in when they become teenagers. Now, remember also that by the time your children become teenagers, they are so aware of themselves as individuals. They are so autonomous, right? By the time they are teenagers, it becomes really difficult for you to influence them. What you think or what you believe at that time, it takes the grace of God for your child to agree with you. So this is the period in their life that they unapologetically agree with you. Whether they are doing it, up front, or they're just rolling their eyes and listening to you, like when you finish, here you will move and I will do what it is that I want to do. So the thing is, when our children become teenagers, we don't have their ears like we used to, right? You should know by now that by the time they become, adolescents, what happens is you move lower, you move behind in their circle of influence. Your children are more influenced by their peers, they are more influenced by pop culture, they are more influenced even by other adults that they look up to or other adults that they admire. All right, you will be amazed. You're sitting down here, and the adult that is influencing your child is probably Kanye West. Isn't it? So that's why you see your child wanting all those rugged jeans and rugged clothes and awkward looks, simply because he's been inspired by this person. And hey, you will not know when they got to that point where they chose this person, because these things just happen automatically. I mean, they happen over the years why the child has idolized a particular person based on the fact that they could relate, to who this person is, or relate to what this person is about at some point or the other. And if you check, it's because there was a vacuum somewhere that you didn't fill up. There's a vacuum somewhere that you did not provide fillers for. So, dear parents, for a child, there are no vacuums really. Everything that they do not understand, they will get answers for. Now, the problem is where they will get those answers, or how they will get those answers. So that's why you want to be proactive as a parent, making sure that you are watching, making sure that you are seeing the patterns in your child, making sure that you are present in your child's life, making sure that you are involved. When you are, then you're able to see patterns, we are able to see the gaps in their lives, you're able to hear the questions that they have, you're able to see and hear what it is that they are curious about, you're able to see and hear what it is that they are seeking answers to. And you're able to provide these answers, or at least point them to people that you trust that can provide them with effective answers. So that's why you want to be there and you want to be present. Okay. And that's why you want to be the person who mentions all of this life issues to your children first. You want to be the first person who mentions financial knowledge or financial education to your child. The law of first mention is huge. You want to be the first person that mentions a lot of these things that your children are going to know or learn about, the answers that they have, why they are trying to understand their world. I hope you know that at the time that your child is born, the child has no knowledge of the world. The child comes with an empty, with an empty brain, basically, right, as far as knowledge of the world is concerned. I like to use this analogy. I said, think about it this way. Your child comes with a flash drive that is empty, and the child plugs it into its environment, and then it begins to download what it is that is in that environment, begins to download what you think, begin to download what you say, begin to download how you feel. Okay, so at every point, your child is drawing what they think, what they see, or how they interpret the things that they see. Okay, and of course, how they talk, right? And basically, every answer that they need as far what life is about, they are going to draw from their environment. And you as a parent are your child's first environment. You are the child's primary environment. So if you are not present, every other thing in that environment, plus from the TV, the shows, the nannies, every other person in that environment, the child is going to plug and the child is going to draw from. So yes, if you now understand that you're your child's first environment, if you now understand that the answers that your child needs as far understanding the world that they belong to, all right, is in the answers that you give to them, then you will position yourself and ensure that you are giving them the right lessons, especially in areas like financial education. All right. So yes, let's look at some of the lessons. Number one lesson that I'm going to share with you. Of course, there are so many financial lessons. That's why you want to enroll your child for becoming a financially smart child with entrepreneurial skills, and of course, connecting all of these to their purpose. You want to already start them for that course. It's such a robust course for children between 7 and 15. All right. I love, in fact, that's the course that I pour myself into, the most in the academy. Like, I take that course personally when I'm teaching children. I take it personally, right? Because I understand how a lot of us have made mistakes. A lot of us have struggled simply because the people ahead of us did not teach us the lessons that we needed to learn about financial education or awareness when we were younger. And it has led to young people making so many mistakes, losing their lives, getting into the wrong hands, and doing all the wrong things because they didn't know any better. Okay, if you follow me, you would know that my 14-year-old son has been running a business for 5 years. 5 years. And I had a conversation with him just yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday, right? Yes. I had a conversation with him just on Sunday, yesterday, Saturday more like first, because from time to time, we like to go back to the drawing board. We like to be sure that he is self-motivated. We like to be sure that he enjoys what he's doing. We like to be sure of the why for him, the reason behind, doing that business. We like to be sure that he's not even distracted or that the business is not a stress in his life. So he knows that he has an open, call it a blank check or whatever it is. He knows that he can walk away from this business at any point that he desires. He knows this. Yet, he has kept on it since he was 9 years old, and now he's 14. Okay, so we had a conversation again, and I said to him, do you think at this point you want to bail out, okay, or you want to like work and all that? He just finished, his JSS3. I mean, next in a few months he's going to be in SS1. Okay, we're already looking at, okay, in 2-3 years time you're done with school, so it's the right time to start having these questions, or for him to start understanding more what his reasons or his whys are. All right. And in that conversation, he said something like, oh, he's not been making a lot of sales in recent times, and all of that. And I said to him, oh, okay, so we need to look at this again. What is the reason? What's your why? Right? We know how we have been able to connect to this interest that he has, and we've been able to use it as a tool to teach him financial lessons. We've been able to connect with the interest that he has because he started this business on his own. He wanted this business by himself. He came to ask for our help and our support for him to do this because he had joined an entrepreneurial club in school, and starting a business was part of a small project that they had. And that project was actually a project that the coordinator probably thought, okay, we have learned about starting a business, we might as well try our hand on it, not necessarily because the coordinator thought that he would do this for this many years. But hey, he keyed into that project, he did the project, and then came back and said, can I continue? And he has continued till 5 years later. All right. So I said to him, you need to understand, we need to go back and understand your why again. And during the course of that conversation, we came to a point where I wanted to know, is this about money for you? Right? Is it about money? Is it this? Is it that? And all of that. And we came to the place where we understood that this has become a vehicle to learn financial skills. For us, his parents, it has always been that, right? So that's why we left it open. Like at any point, this becomes a drag, becomes pressure, all right? At any point that this becomes something that has become a pressure in your life, walk out of it, my dear. It's not the business is not paying your school fees, isn't it? Business is not paying your school fees. The business is not, basically it's not positioned to take care of your needs per se, all right? But the business is something. The business is something and can be a vehicle for so many financial lessons. Right there in that business, selling juice, he's moved from selling one variant of juice to selling 4 variants. At some point, he had 5 variants. At different points, he's the one thinking, problem solving. What can I try? Maybe we should try this. Maybe we should try that. Right there in that business, he has become comfortable with having conversations with all kinds of adults. Right there in that business, he has learned to ask you for his money when you are owing him, right? He doesn't have a problem with walking up to you, Dad. I think you're owing me this, like, bring my money, right? He doesn't have a business. Problem with saying to me, Mommy, can I use your phone? I need to send a text to so and so customer because he needs to pay me. He has reached the point. Doing his accounts, doing accounts, which is one thing that is not the easiest thing for any business person. But he has got to that point where he is working on it. Till today, it's not even the easiest thing for him. Sometimes his account doesn't balance. Sometimes he doesn't remember to do the accounts and all of that. But hey, he is building muscles. He's developing muscles while he's at it. So that's it. What is the why? All of these are very key. All right. So number one, it is number one lesson you want to teach your child is it's not how much money you make, it is how much money you keep. So when your children begin to earn money, when they begin to earn money, whether that money is through an allowance, this is what we're going to be teaching the children. We'll teach the children how to initiate, how to give up the value that will help them earn money. All right, how to initiate businesses that will help them earn money. Who says that you have to be out there doing some really strenuous or difficult thing for you to make money? It's about what you can think. Think about the problems that you see around you. Think about what you have within you that can create solutions for the problems that the people around you have got. And voila, you are in business. It's as simple as that. Okay? as far as you have a product or a service and you have at least one customer that is willing to pay you, and the customer indeed pays you, you are a business person already and you already have a business. Okay, the next thing is to give it a name. It's as simple as that. These things are not too hard. Let's not be overthinking it. All right, so that's it. Anybody, any child, any human, anybody can actually start a business. All right, so it's not just about starting the business, it's about being able to stay in there. So when starting the business is not that it's not, you know, such a big deal, right? And even making money is not such a big deal. It's being able to manage that money. That's the real thing. So understand, let them understand from day one that it's not about how much, so that they don't sit down there and they hear, oh, this person is making so much money, and they go like, oh my God, I want to be like them. They don't sit down there and they hear, oh, this person has moved from this club and gone to this club, and this is how much the person is making. It's not about how much the person is making. It's about how much the person is able to keep. This is how you have professional footballers, professional sports people get into sports. And I mean, you know how it is, if I will come to that, how they get into sports early, and what? By the time they're 34 and 35, they're already washing cars in car washes. These are people that once upon a time we heard how much they earned, and you are like, oh my God, oh my God. So your children need to understand this as early as possible. It's not how much, it is how much you can keep. Very important financial lesson that they need to know. All right, number 2 financial lesson is, this one borders on social media. You need to teach your child that social media, reality shows and showbiz in general do not make you wealthy. Yes, I said that. Teach your children that social media, reality shows, and showbiz do not make you wealthy, so that they don't get carried away when they see celebrities tying rope to their cars and dragging cars. I don't know what that is. They don't get carried away when they see celebrities carry money this way and they begin to throw money in the air. Please set your child's mind right so that they are not easily swayed by the things that are shiny and are golden. Teach your child so that they don't see celebrities in big ball gowns and then they say we die here. All right, teach your children that social media, reality shows, and showbiz do not make you wealthy. Being intelligent and understanding how to use them in a way that is sustainable is what makes you create wealth with them. Should I take that again? Teach your 13-year-old that is already hooked on TikTok. Teach your young teenagers, teach your children in the university. See, now I have gone beyond just before the children become teens, because this lesson is relevant even for your children in university who think that all it takes to create wealth is to have a ring light and twerk in front of camera, or all they need is to take all the money that they have and keep buying from so that they can get into a reality show where they drop all caution because they want to be wealthy. Please teach them that all of these social media, reality shows, all of these do not make you wealthy. What will make you wealthy is being intelligent to understand how to use social media as a platform, how to use whatever opportunity at all you have as a platform, right? And use them to create something, a product or a service that is sustainable. This is what will make them rich. This is what will make you wealthy. All right? If you do not, if you want to go and join some shows that will help you, that will make you undermine yourself, you want to go and commit yourself to things that will make you undermine yourself, then you go about with bad attitude, you go about with poor etiquette, you go about with zero structure to your business or the brand that you have created, you have terrible work ethics. We have heard of people in showbiz that will come to their shows 2 hours after people have paid them money. All of these are shabby, and this is not what makes you wealthy. Tell your children to stop being carried away by the fact that they hear, oh, this person's show, you need to pay this $1 million, this $1 billion, and all of that. We have heard Not now, not for the first time. We've heard over and over again how people come into showbiz and 10, 20 years down the line, what happens? They are bankrupt. We have heard how people come into showbiz and years and years and years after, years down the lane, they are not even able to transfer their estate, or you don't even hear about their estate. But for a few of these people, or a few of them who are able to create some transformation out of what it is that they do. So take your children to look at the right thing and not be swayed by everything that is shiny. I need to hurry up so that we can finish in the next 5 minutes or so. All right? Very key. Teach your children. Number 3, teach your children that they don't have to settle for a career as a means of escape. Teach your children not to think of a career from a place of, this is the career. This one is very important because a lot of us are sitting on this table. A lot of us came from this table, basically. This is what it was for our parents. Oh, you need to go to school and study medicine. Oh, he has job, what they used to call it? How did they put it? He has job security, or he has job this, or job that. Oh, you need to get a job in the ministry. Oh, there's job security, there's longevity, there is pension, there is whatever. Do not do that to your children. Let your children not pick careers. Let your children not pick pursuits in this life based on the fact that this will become an escape. Dear mothers, let your daughters not pick partners in this world because it's an escape to wealth. Stop looking at people and thinking that you know they are wise. Stop giving examples with people that you think, right? Oh, that you look at them and you say, oh, look at this person. Oh, she married a rich man. Look at her. Years later, is it marrying the rich man that gave her the intelligence or the brain to run businesses and become what she is? So no. It is not about telling children to look for who to attach themselves to or with as an escape to wealth, all right? Because if you go there with your head empty, whatever it is that you do with your head empty, without motivation, without using anything that is within you, I tell you, you will still go there and you will crash. Do you understand? So teach your children not to pick careers, not to choose jobs, not to do anything that they do from a place of this is the means of escape. Okay? There are people, there are young people that have played football and played, all kinds of sports. And the only thing that they are thinking of, we have our young children, all of them saying, oh, I want to be a footballer. I want to be a footballer. I want to be a footballer. What is the why? What is their why? We don't ask them these questions because a lot of times the why is just simple. Ronaldo is so rich. This person is so that. So most times the children are focused on lifestyle. They are focused on the lifestyle. Oh, they see people who carry their bank on their neck with big chain, and you hear that this diamond is worth so and so. And so these are the things that your children are drawn to, and they are making life decisions based on flimsy things like this. All right, this is why you will see the kind of decay we have in the society where people are ready to do anything and everything just to get quick wealth because they need to be like these people. Where children are looking for escape. Everybody's looking for escape. Nobody wants to go through the route of who am I? What are the things that come easy to me? What are my gifts? What are my talents? What is that thing that I have that can create solutions that are sustainable? What is that thing that I have that transcends space and location? I say to my children every time, the skills that you have, you will hone. And the skills that you hone will go beyond locations, will go beyond seasons, will go beyond, tribe, and will go beyond race and all of that. Help your children see that they are limitless. When your children understand that they are limitless, when they understand that with their imagination they can create solutions, then they are able to create solutions or become people that cannot be limited by space or by location. Do you understand? So let children learn not to think of careers or think of what it is that they want to do with their life from a place of it's an escape. Let me do this so that I will have money. Let me do this so that I will be rich. Let me do this so that I can be paid. Let me do this so that I can be this. This is why a lot of people have been dragged. They will drag you. You will get into a profession that you hate totally. You get into a profession where you're not relevant. You get into a profession where you cannot do anything that is life-changing. You get into a profession where you are so shabby at that you become a nuisance in that profession. That's why you will go to a hospital. You go to a hospital and you will see someone that is supposed to, save life. Someone that is supposed to, respect life. Someone that is supposed to, help people want to live. You will see them treat people who are ill so shabbily because, of course, being there, done that. How many patients, how many dead patients. In fact, you even know, people that in the field, you even hear them talk about these things from a bragging point, like, what is it? Is it today? Is it today with the next dead body? Waiting. Meanwhile, this is you that is supposed to preserve life. This is you that life is supposed to mean so much to, and that is the reason why you should be in that profession in the first place. All right, these are the things that I teach my children in the mastermind circle. If you don't have your child, you have a child that is between 7 and 14 and they are not in the mastermind circle, you are missing. You're wrong, right? See, the lessons that we teach in the mastermind circle is not like any other. The mastermind circle is a foundation ground. All right. So we are about mindset. That's what we're about in the mastermind circle. All right. So I said to the children the other day, no, in the mastermind circle, when I ask you, what is it that you want to do with yourself? Or what is it, what are you becoming? Don't tell me a doctor, a nurse, a teacher. Don't tell me that. The children in the mastermind know that. These are professions. And I say to them, these are careers. This is just a dot in the ocean of who you are. All right? It is who you are. It is who you are and what God has created you to be. It is what you have in your belly. It is from the rivers that you have in your belly that is flowing that you pick being a doctor as an avenue of expression. So I said to the children, being a medical doctor and working in a hospital is just a platform or an avenue that you have chosen to express the human being that you are through. So you come and you start from a place of, oh, I am a loving person. I am a kind person. I am organized. I am meticulous. I love life. I love to help people. I like to be there for people in their times of need. Oh, every time I see old people, I just want to embrace them and find out if there's anything that I can do to help them. Oh, every time my mom is not ill, I am always there by her side trying to help her. I enjoy doing it. I love to see people smile because I have been helpful to them. I love life and I don't think people should die unnecessarily if there is something that we can do. On the basis of this, it comes easy. It comes easily for me to actually leave myself for a minute and support another person. When I help someone and the person wins, when I help someone and the person is better, it gives me joy. I am happy to live I'm happy to make time, in my schedule to support someone. When a friend needs to be supported, I am there. It is because you have these qualities. It's because this thing comes easily to you. It is because this is a gift that God has given to you. Oh, I know how to soft talk with, someone into, just calming down even at the time where they are restless. I know because this is your easy. Because this is what you do and you enjoy doing. Because this is what you love to do. And because you are organized enough, you are disciplined enough to study hard. I don't have a problem with studying for 30 minutes and 1 hour every day. When I study, I love and I enjoy learning. And so when I learn, I'm able to internalize the things that I learn. By virtue of all of this, I'm able to pass an entrance exam into medical school. By virtue of who I am and what comes easily to me, I am able to say, medicine is going to be one of my expressions, one of the ways that I'm going to impact humanity. And that's the only business you have going to med school. Not because you have one lesson teacher. Your lesson teacher has worked on you. Oh, you got 98 in math. You got 20 in physics. You got this in chemistry. Meanwhile, as a parent, you know this child is really very nasty. As a parent, you know that this child cannot even tidy themselves to save themselves. As a parent, you know that this child meticulous and this child are from two different ends. As a parent, you know that this child lacks compassion. This is the last child that will find out from you how you are doing. But no, on the basis on the fact that you passed math and physics and chemistry and biology, go and be a medical doctor. So that's like you find them in the hospital, horrible sometimes, and you're wondering, like, really, seriously? Because the child is in the wrong place. The adult is in the wrong place. Got no business there. All right? That's why it is. All right, so let's go quickly to the last one. All right, teach your children that, what do I say? So, okay, we talked about, they shouldn't settle, isn't it? All right. Then the next one is you want to teach children to understand that building wealth is, okay, no, you want to raise children who have the right motivation. Yes. So you want to raise children who have the right motivation, or of course helping the children understand the right motivation for what they do is a good lesson for teaching them, about wealth. It's a good lesson that your child should know. It's a good financial lesson that your child should know before they are teenagers. Let them understand their motivation. I just talked about, the child not being in a space simply because he passed math and English. Why do you want to be a medical doctor? Why do you want to be a nurse? Why do you want to be a teacher? Why do you want to be, we hear teachers, we've heard stories over and over and over again where people became, because they found a coach who could say something kind to them. Because we've heard of children becoming, because their mothers put themselves in that space where they became visionary mothers and they believed in their children. And you find that the one person that did not believe in them was their teacher. Yet, these are people who are supposed to actually lead us to the transformation that education is supposed to create in us. So we have people who are teachers because the motive is wrong. There was no other job available. So what did I do? NYSC posted me and I carried my bag and I went there. So no wonder they are beating your children anyhow, truncating their destiny by the words that come out of their mouth. No wonder they are destroying lives and destroying destinies in the name of I have authority, or in the name of, I've read an article before, and under it, on one of the social media platforms, under it, someone came and said, I am a teacher, and if you bring your child and the child is not well behaved, I will beat them. As if she was very proud. She said, I will beat them. Because there's no how you can raise a child in this world that we have sense until you are beating them. So these are the kind of people who cannot even control themselves, cannot control their emotions, people who trade on, right? They trade on vomiting on your child to feel better. To feel good about themselves. People who trade on making your child feel worthless for them to feel worthy. All right. You know that there's so many adults that have low self-esteem. So many adults have low self-esteem, and a lot of times they need to know that they can subdue another person to boost their self-esteem. A lot of them are in the classrooms where they can subdue 20 children. There are people who have cursed, where they are in life for the longest, and where they get their kick is knowing that they can have people, or the children of people who are doing way better than them, under them, and they know that I can do with your child as I like. That is enough boost for them to feel that they are worth something. I'm not saying this is not a general thing. I'm just saying this could be the person, right, that is handling your child. This could be. Do you understand? This could be the person. So you don't want to raise children who will become like this. And this person is like this because once upon a time, someone did not teach them to understand their motivation. They don't know their motivation. And so they do the things they do, not from a place of motivation. They do it because what? this is the only thing that is available. So teach your children to understand that for whatever it is that they do, all right, it's a financial lesson, a big one for that, at that, all right? Teach them whatever it is. Let it be driven by motivation. And then the last one we're going to be talking about, teach your children at all times to think of transformation instead of transaction. Let your child not want to be a footballer because when I go, I will get into Juventus, I will get paid, and I get paid. I'll go to Inter Milan, I will get paid. When I get here, I will get paid. The child is never, so that's why you see a lot of celebrities living the lifestyle. I mean, it's about the lifestyle. So they get all this big money and then they are living the posh lifestyle. Plenty cars, plenty this, plenty that, women, all this, all that, big parties and all of that. And then we have heard stories now. You see, they get to the point where they are not the ones that are making the wave anymore. You will grow older, whether it's showbiz or in your career or whatever. You will retire someday from that office. You will retire someday from that job that you go to. You will retire. You will not be as active someday. Okay? If all you have done during your active years is live the life and you did not think of transformation, you did not think of legacy, you did not think of storing up inheritance, you did not think of creating generational wealth, right, in the course of creating generational financial, generational financial plan, right, that is replicable or that your children can build upon, and all of that. If that's not what you're thinking of, you will realize, you will wake up one day and boom, right? You wake up one day and boom, that career is gone and you are there grappling what next. Okay, so you want to teach your children this today, that in whatever choices they are making, whatever they are doing today, whatever they choose to do, they should think transformation. They should think legacy. They should think transference. They shouldn't just think transaction. So they shouldn't build careers that are transactional. They shouldn't build relationships that are transactional. They shouldn't build families that are transactional. They should build something that is solid. All right, so that is it, the size of it today. Have you registered your child for the Mastermind Annual Conference 2024? So we have a children's conference that comes up on Friday. It begins on Friday through Sunday. If your child has not registered for that conference yet, you are wrong. You have not registered your child. It's a powerful conference. You've been hearing me, you've been listening to me. You would know that I'm big on foundations. Okay, you would know that I'm big on foundations. I'm big on children understanding their why. I'm big on children understanding what they are capable of and all of that. This is what the conference brings to you. The conference brings young people who are already pursuing their why, young people who already understand their why, young people who are making baby steps towards becoming, right? And they will be sharing their stories, their failures, their wins. They will be sharing all of this. They'll be sharing their process. There is no better way for a child to learn and be inspired like when it is from one child or one young person to the next. So bring your children to be a part of this transformational experience. And it's not just for the children. I've been able to put together a powerful panel that will be having a roundtable conversation, parents' conversation about how you can be that visionary parent that can give your child the advantage that they need to become everything that they can be. And that conversation will be happening right in that conference. So yes, when you register for the conference, you register your children for the conference, you get a chance to be a part of that conversation also. It'll be one of the most powerful platforms, or one of the with powerful experience that you would have this year. So yes, you don't want to miss it. And yep, you want your child to join our financial course. That course will change the mindset of your child and it will set them up on their journey to financial excellence. All right, that course comes up at the end of the year, of the month. So you can register for the course. All right. At the end of the session, just check in the comment section on Facebook. You will see the link to both the course and the conference, and you can click and join. Both of them. Yes, both of them. Okay. If you don't see the link for the course yet, then just look around. Just hang in here, and before the end of the day, you will see the flyer, okay, and the link for you to join that course. Thank you very much for being a part of my of this session today. Thank you for allowing us come in to be a part of your parenting journey. I do not take this for granted. Have a fantastic rest of the day and a blessed week. Bye.